What, dude? Alright, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back to another episode. Today is it's episode 14 of Legends, episode 16 of Flash, and episode 9 of Black Lightning. So, without further ado, let's get right on in this. Okay. So we start off the episode with Elvis going into the guitar store and getting this guitar that lit up every single light. So, yeah. Okay. So they had a tour for Wally. Or Zari gave a tour to Wally. And then when they noticed this anachronism or whatever thing to find the totem, Zari's game changes, Nate's hair changes, and then the rat that they had since season 1, his name changes. And so they go to Elvis's church, and Elvis's church, they're sitting in there, and so he plays for them. And then Elvis's music activates Zari's totem. So, and Elvis is a totem bearer of it. He's the bearer of the death totem. And so the time is 1950. The anachronism is totemed guitar, I think it is. And the threat is probably Lucius wants to break the first record that he would get, and if he breaks that record, then everything will go wrong. And so Elvis killed. So the thing was, Elvis killed Memphis because of the Soul Stone. So he activates the Soul Stone. Those ghosts take everyone out. And so no fist signal. No first single means bad things. Fabricated guitar fails because he could only play with his brother around, and so when he played with the death totem, his brother came, and so that's how he played. Other guitars showed him his brother. Funeral for Axel. Domain over ghosts. Death totem. You can have the domain over the ghosts. And Axel, because Axel died, he became a ghost. So, so death totem, leave them back. Ghosts came out because song on the radio. Ghosts ran people out of Memphis. Yeah. Elvis says bye to Jesse. Amazing Grace returns all of them to hell or whatever. And yeah. Then Ray has locked boxes for all totems, and so the death totem starts shaking. And then in the next episode, it's called Necromancing the Stone, and Sarah grabs the stone because it was calling to her. Okay. And the quote of this episode is Zari saying, "It's going to take time to get used to living with a speedster." Next is The Flash, episode 16, Run, Iris, Run. The threat is Melting Point. Harry is thinking of making a thinking cap. So we can get smarter. Let Ralph lose his trust in the team. Matthew Kim and this fire rubber guy. The fire rubber guy was not a bust meta. He got his powers 3 years ago. And then Matthew Kim was on the bus, and so Matthew Kim was infected with the switching power ability. So when he was trying to stop this robber, he touched him, and then he touched another guy, which got another person to have melting powers. And Iris tries to talk to Ralph, and Ralph says, "You don't know how it feels," and she says, "Oh yes, I do." And then he was like, "Oh yeah, behind the screen." And so he loses trust in Iris because he's like, yeah, Harry tests the cap on Ralph. Everything about okay, so they get to Matthew Kim, and he's at the hospital, and so they try to get him some stuff, and then so Iris is kind of like in a chokehold, and then Barry comes in, touches him, and then he's already touching Iris. So everything that was Barry's is now Iris. So Iris and Jesse quick mask for Iris to go stop a fire, which is now had by this other guy. Ralph, okay. Cisco makes a suit for her, and then she just throws it on the freaking thing. Fire hot as lava, cap to save Iris. They use the cap to save Iris. Matthew Kim writes for... I already had Matthew Kim on there. Okay. So she writes for the blog again, and season episode 15 never happened because he said, "I never made a tidal wave before," and then so it never happened. Never happened. Kept to find 2 other bus metas, and so yeah. I wrote a lot on there, but I just was so into the episode that I didn't write anything at all. Okay, next is episode 9 of Black Lightning. This episode is called Revelation. Wait, no, I didn't say the quote. Okay, I didn't say the quote. So, quote is Ralph saying, "You make one hell of a speedster," and he's talking to Iris. And now, Revelations. So the threat of this episode is ASA agents trying to come. Well, actually, there was no threat this episode. We just get a whole lot about Lala and how he returned from last episode, and that he needs to become a threat. And so Lawanda is kind of the ghost in a sense to him. Like, I'm gonna got attacked to him last episode, which was weird. So it starts off with training for Nissa and the news talking about Black Lightning and how he killed Lady Eve. And Gamby talks to an ASA agent for "If you don't find him, we will." The mission of this episode was to clear Black Lightning's name because he didn't do it. No after school activity, work with mom. Jennifer has to do that. Gamby lies about the ASA agent. Says, "Oh, no one's gonna come hunt." Lies to the ASA agent, saying, "I don't know who he is." Jennifer figures out her power. Her friend falls off a thing, and she breaks her phone with her electricity powers. She has electricity powers. Jefferson talks to Gamby, aka Peter. Peter is part of the ASA. His job was to bring in metahumans that were affected. Yeah. Greenlight took 3 years to make. Killer of Lady Eve is dead. And so the machine that they used to electrocute Lady Eve had a blow up frequency because they killed someone off that was weak. Yep, okay. High voltage weapon does not have a certain thing someone hit by Black Lightning would have had, and so with the gun, it just gave them burnt marks instead of Black Lightning. It would give you like veins lighting up, and so yeah. Jefferson overwhelmed with like, oh yeah. How Nissa saved my life from the explosion. It was so good. It was so great. Yeah, just and yeah. Okay, and yeah, and Jennifer or Anissa does something stupid and tells Jennifer that she's black. He's Black Lady. And the quote from Anissa is, "I'm not perfect. No one. Just saying that no one's perfect. Do whatever you want them to do. And that's why I do this. That's why I do YouTube." So, alright guys, hope you guys like this episode. If you guys like this episode. Alright guys, hope you guys like this episode. If you guys did, please leave a big like down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Legends and Lightning next week. No Flash, no Arrow, but then during spring break, there will be a thing. Yeah. Maybe. So Legends Lightning recap again. Woo! Peace.